Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and this time we will elaborate a little bit more on this what we have around, and maybe not in particular only about the recent events or ongoing historical processes, but more on the sources of knowledge that can help the reader to understand what's going on and what are the actually general principles behind all of these processes in the sense of civilizations, human civilizations, currently living ones, and relations between them. So the first author whose works I would recommend to even a lay reader in terms of history to read is a great Polish civilizational theoretician. I would say really almost the father of the comparative studies of civilization, Mr. Felix Koneczny, and his works, especially his general work, but presenting very well his historiographical views, is the book entitled On the Plurality of Civilization, with the very positive praising forward from another great civilization theorist, this time British one, Arnold Toynbee, whose study in history is also well known among people who compare civilizations between each other. And study of history was previously published, if I remember correctly, and I think I do, in 12 volumes. There is also, I would say, abridged selection from this work, also nicely done. So if someone doesn't want to read so much, can read this essence, also still very thick book by Mr. Arnold Toynbee. There are also other essays of him worth reading, like Historian Approach to Religion, like also many other books of Felix Koneczny. All of them are very valuable, especially History of Russia by Felix Koneczny. And there is also a third guy, who was comparing civilizations and was looking for a key to understand better the mechanism behind the course of history, let's say directions of history. Mr. Oswald Spengler, this time German man, from conservative Protestant environment, but man who was able to use his brain properly. His work entitled The Fall of the West is also a quite thick book in a few volumes. There is also abridged version by Mr. Werner, nicely done if someone doesn't want to read too much. The only, I would say, shortcoming of the work by Mr. Spengler is his biologism. So he treats civilization and consecutive steps, I would say stages of its development, as the development of living organisms. That there is the childhood, juvenile age, adolescence, and old age, or something like this. But it was proven by many historians, like the two of them whom I mentioned already, so Mr. Felix Koneczny and Mr. Arnold Toynbee, that such approach is not necessarily the appropriate one, because it doesn't suit to every, for instance, living civilizations we know. And this is, as I said, shortcoming of the work of Mr. Spengler, but this work contains so many good analysis and so many good comparisons, and also so many interesting facts collected within it, that it's worth reading just to complement the picture of virtual interactions between living civilizations one can get from the works of Mr. Konechny and Toynbee that, in my opinion, in my humble private opinion, the work of Mr. Spengler should be read directly after or even in parallel with the works of two gentlemen, Konechny and Toynbee, I mentioned before him in this video. And after reading these works patiently and slowly, we will understand the also present interactions between civilizations. We will understand that sitting behind the desk and drawing on the map future planned unions between countries is pointless, because this what unites people is the method of collective living, set of values they follow, not the political interest of some empires or of some influential people. Because we know that two civilizations cannot live on the same territory without competing with each other and without fighting with each other, because these are two different ways of living for the community. And if these two different communities are living together on one territory, they need to compete. And these are laws of the history. Konechny explains it really well, also Toynbee and Spengler. That's why, to understand more what's happening, I recommend to all of you reading these three authors, and after this we will be equipped with knowledge. We will be much more resistant to common propaganda, especially current propaganda, when previous Madhouse connected with the Chinese microbe story was replaced now with the story in Central and Eastern Europe after the conflict intensification that happened a little bit more than 1 year ago. That's why to be able to resist this all ideological madhouses by which we are terrorized actually by our ruling pseudo-elites, one needs to have knowledge and open mind. And such books I recommended you help us in doing so. All the best, have a nice day.